As if yesterday's Skull Servant support wasn't surprising enough, today I woke up to find out that we're actually getting new Digital Bug support, and I'm pretty excited about it because I've always thought this concept was really cool. They sort of put out like 7 or 8 Digital Bug cards back when Shiny Victories came out, abandoned it for the longest time. Maximum Crisis came out, had 1 or 2 new cards, and that was about it. Conceptually, they're all light insect monsters that revolve around, Xyz summoning and have additional ways to attach themselves as material, but a lot of them are also generic insect support. So we're going to take a look at the new card and just go over the archetype as a whole. I don't know whether or not it's going to have enough competitive viability to be its own deck with this one new card, but I do think that with stuff like Inzectors getting some prominence, winning the Create a Card poll, perhaps getting some more support, the new card in and of itself is definitely a really solid card. So let's go ahead and jump right into the video. The only thing I do want to ask before we do that is if you guys have not already subscribed to the channel, please click that subscription button. As of the filming of this, we're at 3,085 subs. Would love to get to 3,100 by the end of the month. That's sort of the goal. We hit that goal, we will definitely be in a good position. So if you haven't hit the sub button already and you're watching the video, please go ahead and click the button. It really does support the channel. Alright. So let's take a look first at the new one, Digital Bug Resistrider, and this is going to be in Blazing Vortex. It says the following: can only be used as Xyz material for the summon of an insect Xyz monster. So immediately your card pool is kind of limited. You have the actual Digital Bug, Xyz monsters themselves, and Giga Brilliant, and probably 1 or 2 other ones I'm not thinking of off the top of my head. I know Drill Driver Vespinato is an insect that came out in Rise of the Duelist. It's pretty generic though. I don't know how good it is, and it's also rank 5, so I'm not sure that it's going to be as applicable in this case. But that's what it does. When you normal summon a level 3 insect monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then you can make the levels of both this card and that monster become 5 or 7. So that immediately opens up a lot more intriguing possibilities. First of all, if you play it in something like Inzectors, normal summon your Centipede or Dragonfly, special this from your hand, it's a free extender. You can boost them up to 5, you can make Exostag. I mean, it doesn't exactly seem like the best play, but we'll have to see what the new cards do. Within Digital Bugs, it does give you access to any of your extra deck, which is nice. And then if this card is special from the hand, you can target one monster on the field, change the battle position, so any insect monster on the field, which would trigger the effects of your other Digital Bugs. We'll take a look at those in a second. And then lastly, an Xyz monster that was summoned using this card as material gains the following effect. It gets 1,000 attack and defense. So it does a lot of things as a card. Basically, it can modify levels, it's an extender, it gives you access to any of your Digital Bug Xyz, or any other insect Xyz in general, assuming that they, make more, which would be nice because that's just an under-supported type in general. And then it also triggers your monster effects by changing battle position. So the Digital Bugs themselves, some people may not even be super familiar with them. Digital Bugs themselves, starting with Sinebit, they all have the same restriction that they can't be used as Xyz material for anything other than an insect. So I won't, go over that too in-depth beyond that. So this one's once per turn. If it's changed from attack to defense, you special summon a level 3 insect from your deck in defense position. Easily the best card that the deck has, and one of the most powerful sort of starting plays. That becomes increasingly powerful now when you normal summon this special Resistrider, trigger this effect immediately, change it to defense, and you get your plays rolling. This does not have to summon Digital Bugs, so you can bring Inzectors directly from the deck, and I keep hyping Inzectors a bit because with the Create a Card, with the fan support that might be coming out, it's not out of the realm of possibility to think that we're going to get a card that people are actually going to want to see. And a card that might actually boost the deck. So when you're keeping that in mind, you have a card like this that basically, once per turn can directly pull an insect from the deck with an easy to trigger effect. It's just something worth considering. And then if he's used as material, a monster that summoned him can attack all defense position monsters your opponent controls once each. So it doesn't do too much in terms of links, but it's a really neat extender that pulls cards directly from the deck, and that is awesome. Now, Digital Bug Web Soldier, this one, if it's target attack position monster you control, change it to defense position. If you do, special summon level 3 insect from your hand. So he can change himself, he can change any of your other Digital Bugs, so he is another way to trigger the effect of Sinebit. If he's used as material, the monster that's summoned using him as material makes the defense of all your opponent's monsters 0, and also changes your opponent's monsters to defense position. So again, it combos well with the first one in the sense that your monster can now attack all defense position monsters once each, and they all have 0 defense. Problem with that, again, is that links are still very prominent. Links don't have defense, so anything reliant on that mechanic is going to be immediately limited by that fact. Next one, I'm sorry, I just went in the complete wrong direction, as we're filming live here, of course. So the next one is Cocoon Dancer. If this card is in attack position, you can target a level 3 insect in your graveyard, change this card to defense, special summon that monster. So they have one from hand, one from grave, one from deck. Obviously they can all bring out themselves, but they can pull out any of the other insects as well. And then an Xyz monster summoned using this card as material. If it attacks a defense position monster, your opponent's cards and effects cannot be activated until the end of the damage step. So you have this, you have the three of them combined, basically changes all monsters to defense, makes their defense 0, and then shuts off effects. Really neat, like in terms of what it can do for a very easy 3-card combo. But again, the defense position thing is limiting in and of itself because of, you know, the fact that monsters exist that just don't worry too much about battle. The next one is Ladybug, I think, but it's LED Bug. This one, once per turn, if it's changed from attack to defense, you add a level 3 insect from your deck to your hand. So deck has access to searching. Again, can be triggered with the new one, as well as, you know, just being able to physically, you know, change it to defense with Web Soldier as well. And an Xyz monster that's summoned using it gets to draw a card and destroy a monster by battle. So in other words, if your opponent's got a bunch of monsters, change them all to defense, destroy them all, you can draw a lot of cards to replenish your hand. On paper, it's a really neat combo, and it seems, you know, like it could do a lot, but it sort of lacks explosiveness to put it over the top. Now, for the Xyz, there's 3 that I'm aware of. This is the rank 5. You can Xyz someone's card by detaching 2 Xyz materials from a rank 3 or 4 insect you control, then using that monster as material. So basically, if you have a 3, detach the 2 materials, special summon this on top of the Xyz monster. Once per turn, you can attach an Xyz material from this card, target a defense position monster your opponent controls, shuffle it into the deck. That's neat. And then if the battle position of a monster on the field is changed, you can attach 1 insect monster from your graveyard to this card as material. So it, you know, gives you the ability to use the effects more often. It gives you the ability to sort of recycle some of your other cards. Just to note, it won't trigger any of those effects if it's not Xyz summoned using those monsters. So the ones that specifically need to be Xyz summoned with it, you can't, you know, attach Ladybug from Grave to this and then be able to use the draw effects based on the way those are worded. But it's 2200, it's neat, it's a non-destroying removal, but I do worry, you know, it's also very easily counterable as a standalone card. Next, we've got Rhinocebus, which is a rank 7. You can Xyz summon it, same thing, by detaching 2 materials from a rank 5 or 6 insect, so they ladder up. Then using that monster as a material, and if there's anything left on it, they also get attached to this. If this card attacks a defense monster, you inflict piercing battle damage. And then also once per turn, during either player's turn, detach a material, destroy the face-up monster your opponent controls with the highest defense. If tied, it destroys them all. So if you make all their defense 0, you can then pop them all. Definitely a really neat sort of like way to, ultimately you ladder up to this, he can attack everything, he does piercing, you draw when he destroys stuff, your opponent can't respond to it. It is designed to sort of be your game-winning play, to ladder up to this and run over everything, dealing damage, draw cards, and you know, for game. So it's cool conceptually, but again, we have no negation really, we have no, you know, play stopping, and we have no answers for going first, all of which are going to be really problematic, especially in the current climate of Yu-Gi-Oh! Alright, and then the last one for the Xyz right now, which is Scar Radiator. It's the level 3. You can detach 2 materials from this card during either player's turn, target a monster your opponent controls, change its battle position. If you do, negate its effects till the end of the turn. So this is really neat because it is a quick effect. You can shut off, you know, a normal summon monster, you can shut off something from your opponent's special summons from the extra deck. You just can't respond to links with it, and again, that will always be a limiter on this. If this card destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the grave, you can attach that monster to this card as material. So, kind of neat, keeps stuff out of the grave. A lot of decks are graveyard reliant, and obviously, like I said, you can use him to ladder up into other things. He also is 2 or more light insect type monsters, level 3, so you can stack him with extra materials to make your laddering up more impactful. The next card is Bug Matrix. This is a field spell. All insects gain 300 attack and defense. Once per turn, target an Xyz type insect you control. Attach 1 insect from your hand to it as material. It's okay. I don't really know that it's like inherently, you know, pushing the needle for the deck all that much, but you know, you can attach something to it that's going to give you a potent effect and then rank it up, and as long as that monster's still kept under it as material, then you will be able to utilize those effects on your bigger guys. So I see the purpose of it, I just don't know how impactful it really is. Bug Signal. This is the newest one they got. Target an insect Xyz monster, special summon from your extra deck 1 insect monster that is 2 ranks higher or lower. This is treated as an Xyz summon attached to material. So this is a really good card. This is the most recent support that they got other than the new card, and it came out in Maximum Crisis. It's essentially like a rank up magic that lets you either go up or go down with any of your monsters while keeping the materials. So you can make a 7 with this. Rhinocebus is really good. At this point, you have the 3. You can rank it up into the 5, detach a couple materials, make the 7, and he's still able to sweep the board and deal lots of damage. Being a quick play spell as well, you know, you can attack over stuff, get the effects of your attached monsters, and then rank it up and sort of go from there. So I really like this card. I think this is one to keep an eye on in terms of something that will definitely see play in the deck, just, you know, utilizing the new support. Last one is the Trap. Bug Emergency. Target 2 level 3 insect-type monsters in your graveyard. Special summon them, negate their effects. Banish this card to 1 Xyz from your graveyard. Make all level 3 insect monsters you control become equal to that banished monster's rank until the end of the turn, and then it locks you into insects. So in other words, you can banish, you know, your rank 5, make all your monsters level 5, and, you know, again, it's still locking you into insect type. So until we get more insect Xyz monsters, it's just not going to be able to be as good as it could be. But now if we do get, you know, new insect monsters that are just generic sort of link material, Xyz material, then you could be looking at a totally different conversation. So overall, I think Resist Rider is a really, really good card for the deck. It's a solid extender. It lets you accelerate activating your effects, and it's just cool to see decks like Digital Bug actually getting some love, because I think they are really cool. And maybe this means that we get another Digital Bug card, or, you know, this isn't the only insect type support that they plan to release. So definitely keep your eyes open for that if you're a fan of the deck. I think there's a lot of things to look forward to. What do you guys think? You think Digital Bugs have a chance at sort of taking the next step up with this new card, or are they going to need more? Can it be hybridized with Insectors? Cards like Cocoon of Ultra Evolution from Legendary Duelists? What do you guys think? Sound off below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time.